Into all of these fires and how they started, whether it was arson or if it was power poles or something else different. They can figure it out, which is really incredible that they're able to determine exactly where the fire started and how it started as well. So here's a look. Palisades fire 14%, Eaton fires 33%. These are our two biggest and two deadly. And remember, when a fire is at full containment, that just means they have a line around it and then the fire is not spread. It doesn't mean the fire is out. It just means that they have it contained. And this takes a lot of work and energy and a lot of labor. Firefighters have to go out and they have to feel the soil. They have to make sure they cut a line and do certain things in order for it to be contained. So these numbers, they can jump up. They don't want to give any sort of false hope. And so these numbers can jump up dramatically at times where they'll finally call in and say, okay, we now have 30% contained, and then you'll see those numbers pop on up. The Eaton and the Palisades fire, now two of the most destructive in California history, second and fourth on the list. Eaton is now the fifth deadliest wildfire in California, and we're not finished yet. We still have red flag warnings that extend all the way down to the border, including that PDS, that very rare PDS, which means that fires could basically spark and spread very quickly, and extreme fire behavior can be expected because things are very dry and very windy. Not as windy as last week, but we're still talking about 70-mile-an-hour winds, and we've seen that in the past 24 hours, 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds. So that is plenty strong. Even 30, 40, 50-mile-an-hour winds are plenty strong because these planes, when they drop the water in the fire retardant, if the winds are over 30 miles an hour, then it just kind of sprays and it gets diffused, and it's really not as effective. Winds are going to continue to blow offshore. It's too bad we can't get them to go onshore with the moisture and the cooler temperatures, but they've been gusting 20, 30, even of course Chileo, always a big gust there with some higher elevation. Very dry. Our relative humidities are 20, 30, maybe 40% if you're lucky. And in Ventura County, still, again, some of those gustier winds, Simi Valley, gusting to 20 miles an hour. Those high wind warnings, a lot of these are basically for the day today, and things will get better. Now, speaking of getting better, over the weekend, calmer winds actually aided firefighters battling multiple wildfires. But the risk of damaging winds is increasing today in parts of Southern California, where flames have destroyed more than 12,000 structures and killed at least 24 people. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest from Pacific Palisades. And we do have our cold weather advisories. These are for wind chills in Minnesota and also into portions of North Dakota. We're talking about wind chills to 30 below or more, even 35 below. That's how cold it's going to be. And we have another advisory in Wisconsin that is for wind chills down in the 25, 27 below range. These will all basically lift at 9 a.m. Central, so another hour from now, you'll see those advisories lift. But that doesn't mean the temperatures are going to lift. Yeah, they're lifting, but not that much. Look at Minneapolis today. We stay with our wind chills below freezing through the entire day into the evening hours. We do get some sunshine, though. That's a huge help when you get that sunshine, isn't it? So as we go into the afternoon, obviously things are going to warm. That's how it's working, right? It's not like that cold air is coming in this afternoon. It is there. It'll warm. Notice by tomorrow morning, though, we've moderated a bit. You can see the wind barbs giving us a little bit of a southerly push there. That means you get some more mild air in place. But today it's cold all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Houston, Dallas sitting into the 50s, Raleigh in the 40s, D.C. up into Boston in the 30s. The cold air is going to move out. We do get a brief respite. We get some of those warmer temperatures. And then the bottom drops out again, and we get very, very cold. Before we get to that, let's all just enjoy the mild air that's in place for our Friday. As we go into that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we are going to see just a huge blob of purple and blue on the map, and you know what that translates to. Lows 20, 30, even 35 degrees below average. That continues into next Monday as well. And look at Monday. These are just our actual air temperatures, even down into Tampa in the 60s, Tally in the 40s, Houston and Dallas into the 30s. So we'll be even colder. And wind chills below 20 are going to be expansive. I mean, across the country, majority of Americans are going to be feeling that. These are the lows, the average low in Minneapolis. Thursday, Friday, it just shows you that warm up, Molly, into the 20s. And then we are cold through the beginning of next week.
Yeah, that's not even the wind chill. So
yes.
Things are going to...
A particularly dangerous situation continues to unfold in Southern California. Deadly wildfires continue to burn in ravaged communities. These red flag warnings will remain in place through tomorrow. 15,000 personnel are battling the fires, including crews from other states and other countries. New this morning as firefighters in Southern California emerge. For now, though, people that are watching and Molly are wondering, do I need to evacuate? Do I need to be on guard? Let's get everyone the latest on what's happening right now.
Right, because the focus is on...
Now, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is posting that hundreds of thousands of N95 masks are available to pick up at city libraries, recreation centers, and also senior centers. And it's not just the fire, right? It's everything that we're breathing in, the chemicals, things that have been burned. They put particulates in the air. It's also dusty because everything's so dry. There's also ash. There's a lot. And it spreads for a much bigger area, of course, than the fire spreads all the way down to Temecula and up to Santa Clarita here. So take this very seriously. Downtown it had moderate, unhealthy air quality for a while now here, and we'll continue to do so. So stay indoors, wear the mask, set your AC on recirculate if you're driving, and then evacuate. If it just gets too high, you're coughing a lot, go see a physician to find out what you need to do. High wind warnings through tomorrow, but today's really the big day for those winds, and they're going to be gusting throughout the day today and into tomorrow as well. So just be aware. Maybe you have, a fire go bag with everything that you need in the event that these spread, because when it's a particularly dangerous situation, they can spread quite rapidly. We still have extreme fire danger through the day today. It gets better tomorrow. And we're going to continue to focus on Southern California, and the rest of the country is getting a break from the weather. That will change into this weekend. I know this is a lot to look at right here, but what you need to really focus on is the blue and the purple. That's really cold air. Notice we have that here into the plains and eastbound, and you have some of that here in the west. Then we have energy. This is a piece of energy, and you'll see another one right down there. The two of those are going to be swinging east, and notice we get more cold air coming in place, and we get more energy dropping down in this trough. So notice on Saturday, I point that out because I'm going to show you something. Saturday, we have energy there into the Four Corners. We also have some energy here along the East Coast. And then this pattern sticks around into our Monday, where we just keep getting pieces of energy and cold air to come on down. What does that translate to for you? Well, that is snow for our Friday through our Monday, not only in the west, but also in the northeast. The GFS is also having about the same, a little bit heavier. The GFS tends to go a little bit heavier with some of their models here. And Denver, look, our snowiest month is typically March, and we already have more than half what we typically get for the year. We have 29.5 inches, and we get just under 60. Notice the temperatures, too. Friday into Saturday dropping by 30 degrees and it is going to be a huge drop. So Friday, we have our two pieces of energy. Everything swings east. Saturday, the Euro has a pretty messy East Coast with rain, not snow in the south. And then there's that other piece of energy with really strong winds, too, as well. Those are going to be cranking. That is going to keep swinging east with that whole pattern. Notice Sunday into Monday. Monday, nothing happening here into the southeast. And I point that out. There's a little surge of moisture, but nothing really comes to fruition. I point that out because the GFS follows a similar look, maybe a little bit slower here with our eastern storm, but we have the little west piece of energy that comes through. But notice on Monday, the GFS really trying to hop on another snowstorm here in the southeast. So we will keep a very close eye on that. Kelly, this is going to change. This is